If you've made it through the first 100 videos, it is now time to learn how to juggle 3 bottles. As we start learning 3-bottle juggling, there's a few really important things to go over. First and foremost, this is obviously exhibition flair. This isn't really practical. There's not a lot of times behind a bar when someone's going to order a rum and coke and you're going to come into pouring it with 3 bottles like this. If it happens and it works for you, great. This is obviously exhibition flair, so it's not really practical unless you work in a full flair bar. However, once you start competing at a certain level of competition, juggling 3 bottles is standard. It's kind of what you have to do to be able to be competitive. And there's a lot of tricks we're going to learn from here with 3 bottles that are going to be really fun. We got to get the basics down. So before step 1, we are going to talk about hardware. Now is a really good chance, if you've made it through the first 100 videos and have not bought Flair Co. or practice bottles, now is a really, really good time to consider it. You're going to be juggling 3 bottles in the air, and if these are glass and they hit each other, which when you're practicing they will, they're going to shatter, they're going to break, and especially if they hit each other, they're going to fly everywhere. So please, please, please consider getting some Flair Co. bottles. If you absolutely cannot, if you can't afford it, I understand. If you can't borrow some from friends, if you are somewhere else in the world and think you can't get them, my bar store ships anywhere in the world, so hopefully it's not a problem. However, if you absolutely can't, I really recommend using Malibu bottles. Malibu bottles have the plastic wrap on them, so that when they hit each other, they won't break and shatter everywhere. Otherwise, get some whatever bottles you can. Make sure 750s are easier to juggle, and then wrap them in packaging tape so that when they break, they stay together. The last pointer I'm going to talk about hardware here is when you put a pour spout on, it helps to take a little bit of electrical tape and just wrap that around the top, as these sometimes have a tendency to fly off, and when they do that, it can throw off your whole pattern. So those are the few things we need to talk about. Let's get ready for step 1.